GP, come quick! He's killing Pete!
My granddaughter's screams went through me like a knife. I'd been absorbed in my marine charts, and even as I leaped to my feet and rushed for my cabin, my mind raced to take in the situation. We were aboard the ocean-going cutter Sea Lab off the Hatteras coast on a working vacation for me. The floating research center was mine to captain, courtesy of the Oceanographic Institute, and Pete was my first mate and diving companion. John and Jennifer were along to see the sea and watch me work. Marine biology is fascinating, and I'd been delighted to see the kids take a strong interest in my study of sea life in the Gulf Stream, but a shark attack was one thing I'd pushed out of my mind.
Grandpa, you can see them from here. He's big and there's blood all over.
John was hanging over the rail, all 10-year-old arms and legs. He was pointing to the right of the bow and 25 yards ahead in the deceptively quiet water. I could see the dreadful movement below the surface. Suddenly, Jennifer was beside us, holding back her long hair and trying to hold back the terror in her voice.
Is he eating Pete?
No, Jen, most shark attacks on humans are not fatal. It was a 20-foot tiger shark, slender and incredibly fast, and he had Pete by the shoulder and was shaking him. I could almost feel those razor teeth tearing at me. Helplessness and terror gave way to rage. John, get me a spear gun. Jennifer, start the engines.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
As I watched, Pete seemed to tear himself loose, thrusting at the shark's snout with his spear gun. I gasped. The shark had torn away Pete's aqualung tank. Pete's wetsuit was torn and flapping, and he was pouring blood into the sea, but there was a space between him and the killer, and there was a chance. Give me the wheel, Jen. John, secure a line.
Yes, sir.
What's he doing?
We're gonna save Pete.
I eased the boat forward between Pete and the shark, cut the engines, and ran to the rail. Looping the line about me, I prepared to jump.
Your spear gun, Grandpa.
Right. See you in a minute.
He's got Pete. Pull him in, Grandpa.
The shark! He's on the other side of the boat, coming toward us. Pull on the line, John.
Help, Jen. I can pull them alongside, but they're too heavy to haul aboard.
I had Pete under the arms. His shoulder was badly slashed, and I tried to press against the wound as I kicked for the surface. I held the spear gun poised. The shark could be returning from any direction.
John, the shark is coming under the boat.
Grandpa sees him. He's firing the spear gun.
He hit him. He's swimming away.
Circling, more likely. Pull, Jen.
I couldn't hear the kids, but I knew shooting the shark was a calculated risk. The chances of and he could react with frenzy. A thrashing shark is a double terror. Even his tail or rasp-like hide can cut you to ribbons. There he was, swinging back. The kids weren't strong enough to pull us up. I braced for the impact.
They're too heavy. The shark will get him this time, sure.
The anchor. Grab the anchor, John, and heave it over. We can use the power winch to pull them aboard.
We're too late. We're too late.
Heave it!
The gaping mouth was almost on me when something heavy plunged between the shark and me. The terrible teeth closed on it, and then I saw the heavy anchor rope and grabbed it.
Grandpa's got the anchor rope. Start the winch.
Here they come. Give me your hand, GP.
Gladly. Grab Pete, John. Stretch him out on the deck. Easy, easy.
Right.
Good job, kids. Get the medical kit. Let's cut this wetsuit away and stop this bleeding.
Look, the shark is chewing at the anchor.
I hope he swallows it.
Well, let's forget the shark for the moment, kids. He'll be back tonight in our dreams. I've got this wound packed. Jen, take the wheel again, will you, and head for shore.
Aye, sir.
John, get the Coast Guard on the phone. Pete, can you hear me?
GP, how'd you get me out? Am I...
You're okay. Nasty gash on the shoulder, but I don't think he liked the way you tasted. John's calling for medical help.
Yes, sir. We're with Dr. Popkin aboard the Sea Lab. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll tell him.
GP, you know something? I've never been afraid of them before, but I never saw him. When he hit, I turned to jelly.
No, you didn't. You fended him off like a seasoned shark fighter, or you wouldn't be on deck right now.
Grandpa, the Coast Guard officer said he knew you, and that you'd know how to take care of Pete till we get to shore. They'll have an ambulance waiting at the Portstown dock.
I'm going to inject a sedative, Pete. You look all right, believe me. Your air tanks took most of the attack. That's funny. A tiger shark with a taste for tanks.
And anchors. Don't forget the anchor.
I know this will sound funny to a scientist, but I'd give anything to get that shark. to hang his jaws over my bunk. It's like I'll always be afraid of the sea if I know he's still out there. Sounds primitive, doesn't it?
We're all primitive deep down, Pete. We have fears we don't know exist until something brings them out, like being struck by lightning. A thunderstorm never seems the same again. If a pair of shark jaws will act as a lightning rod, why not?
Grandpa, we don't have a chance of catching that shark, do we?
Land ho! Will somebody else take the wheel, please? I don't know how to park.
Coming. Let your question ride, John. The sea is a funny place.
This hospital has a spectacular view of the sea, Pete.
Yeah, if you like the sea.
How's the arm?
I'm beginning to move it. With 53 stitches in it, it's not about to fall off. The doctor says I should be able to dive again, physically.
Pete, come to the window. Look what I've got.
Are those shark jaws he's waving around? What a crazy...
Not crazy. He's a good kid. Good-looking jaws, John.
No, they're not. They're ugly, but they're yours, Pete.
No thanks.
From your shark, Pete. I'm not making it up. Some fisherman brought a big tiger shark in this morning, and it was carrying a spear from the sea lab.
GP, can it be true?
Will somebody fill me in?
I offered to trade a two-studded anchor for this, but they insisted that I take these jaws as a trophy for the man who got away.